cloud. Dory will be very happy that we remembered to record this time. All right, we are going to get started. I'm Connie. I'm sure you've seen me before on here. Amber is our instructor, our master instructor. So we're going to get started. Amber, you want to explain what all we have here and what we're doing?
Absolutely. So, as you all know, you should have gotten this kit. This is what we're doing. So you should have gotten this kit. I don't know where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought. But anyway, this is what we're doing. And I'm going to go over all of our parts and pieces of what you would have gotten in your kit. I have mine all laying out, but I'm going to explain it as if you're just opening up your package. It would have came in a larger bag, and then you would have had this smaller bag in with that. In the larger bag, you would have gotten this larger wood piece, and then a small, this little bird house. And then I think that's all that came in the larger. I could be wrong. Probably your paints came in the larger bag too. So I'll go through the rest of the pieces. If other stuff came in the larger bag, it's okay.
And let me remind everybody that if you have any questions, you can just speak up because we don't have anyone muted right now. Or you can send a chat if you have any questions at all, or you just want to, pipe your opinion into us. We love to hear that too.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And another thing while I'm explaining things, if you guys in the meantime want to get some water, we do use that to rinse our paintbrush out in between like colors. So you could get that. We have like paper towels here, paper plate. We also use baby wipes for those that have never done any of these classes. We do that as well. And we always say if you would like to use your own paints, you're more than welcome to do that. You do not have to use the paints that we supply to you guys, but you're also more than welcome to use them as well. So we just like you to have the colors that we used for this specific piece. So if you want to replicate that, you absolutely can. So all the other pieces and parts, you should have gotten a paintbrush, 2 Q-tips, a toothpick, a little wooden egg, a wood disc, just the base for the little bird that bird sits on. This is going to be your little bluebird's head and its body. These are glue, so please don't mistake these as your white paint. They are glue, and your white paint is going to be in amongst all your other paints. You would have also gotten this greenery, and then this is another form of like grass. So it's just like the brown grass, in which that is what we're going to use to make our little basket here that the egg goes in. So super cute. Okay, I think I got, and our ribbon. Should also gotten a ribbon to tie around the little birds. This one doesn't have a ribbon around the neck, but we put one in there. So if you want one on it, you can absolutely do that.
There we go.
Perfect.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Like Connie said, if you have any questions or if I'm going too fast, just let me know. You can send it through the text messaging on the computer here, or just say it out loud. That works too. So let's go ahead, and I think I want to start out with the bluebird. So we'll paint that little guy, and then also the egg. So both of those are blue. So the little wooden egg.
Now that blue looks really blue in the container. Are we going to lighten it up?
Yeah. Well, no. So that is just the separation. I forget what that is. So, when you open up a paint can and sometimes it's separated, that's what that's doing.
Oh, I just need little bit.
Yes. Yes. So we
Okay,
just need to
got it.
firm a little bit. I'm just gonna try and like shake mine a little bit. But you can easily just, we're not using blue for anything else other than the head, the body, and the little egg. So you can absolutely dump that out onto your plate. Okay.
So you can definitely tell who the artist is and who the one that works in the gift shop is.
It's funny though, because whenever I do these classes, I honestly just come in not really knowing what we're doing.
I don't know if you're supposed to tell them that, but
No, it's
that's
the truth.
okay.
It's the truth. And I say that because I don't come up with these designs. And when I sign up to teach your classes, I love doing it and I don't care what we're doing. So I'm gonna just sign up anyway. So,
Mhm.
and I like being surprised. So that is why I don't ever really remember. I do know what it is, and I shouldn't say I don't. I do know what it is. It's just I don't remember whenever it comes to the time. So
Amber has two small children, so her not remembering it's quite understandable.
Do we leave whatever it is that's sticking out of the top in there while we paint?
Yes, so that is it's this little curly cue that you can see on this one here. It's so that you have something to hold on to paint it. Now, if you would not want that on there, you could absolutely probably just pull it out, or you can cut it. It's a wire in there, so you want to just make sure you use wire cutters. But we are going to twist that. So if you want to keep it in, we're going to twist it to make
Okay.
it look just a little bit more pretty. But good question. So yeah, it's just a way to hold the gourd. You can also, like I said, put your finger in the bottom of it and paint it that way. And I know some people have asked too before when I'm teaching classes is if they should paint that stem or not. That is completely up to you. I personally think painting things make it look more complete. But I think I feel that way more so with these natural like gourds compared to like our wired stem, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The paint seemed to go on really smoothly.
Yes.
I have some at home that just, yeah, I think they're old and need to be tossed out.
Yes. And so I did grab the head to start with first. It does not matter which ones you guys start with, if it was the body, the egg, or the head, they all get the same color. With the head, I do want to mention, whatever you would like to do with the stem is up to you. On the bottom, there's that cut part of the gourd. You do not have to paint that. And you also want to be mindful of the little cutout in here. And that is like the little hole that you see. That is going to be where we put our little beak in, which I did not say that you should have that in your kit. You should definitely have it's a little seed, and that's going to be the little beak for the bird.
Oh, there it
I was gonna
is.
say, if you
It
don't-
is very small, yes.
they're very, very tiny, which is why I think
Yeah, don't throw it out with the bag.
Yes. And I think they packed two in each. Just because they are so tiny, they sometimes will break. Because they're just a regular dried up seed. So
Now, do you think we're gonna need two coats on this since it's going on so nice?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just two coats will be totally fine. Now with the body, so that's the next one that I'm painting here. I'm gonna hold it by its tail. Because actually, you know what?
What?
I have a different idea. So we are going to be gluing the head to the body, of course, but there's going to be a portion of it where you're not going to actually see any of the board. So that is the part that you can touch. So I already painted over it, which is fine, but I'm going to put my finger on the very top, and because you can see where the sanded part is, that goes on the bottom. So right over top of that, that's where I'm going to hold to paint this. So if that gives you an idea, you do not have to paint around your finger. I I would get close to it, but just not, you don't have to paint right underneath where your finger is. Is it going okay?
It is. I think I got everything. Okay. And then you said we also paint the egg the same color?
Yes. Yep. I do not have any tricks with that egg. That
It's
egg,
just gonna roll around on my plate.
it truly is. So what my suggestion is just paint it, all of it, let it roll, and then whenever it comes to when maybe when we glue it onto the piece, we can just touch the top up.
Okay.
There's two people eating.
Oh, here I am. Busy, busy, busy. Okay.
I figured that's why we have baby wipes. My fingers are very dainty.
Baby wipes come in very handy.
Yes.
Okay, if you're just joining us, we just started,
Yes.
and Amber will get you caught up real quick on where we are
Absolutely.
with our steps.
Yes. If at any point those that are new or that are just joining us, if at any point we are doing something and you don't have the pieces to, please let us know and we will absolutely get those pieces out to you. The only thing that we have done so far is I went over all of the pieces and then we started painting our little bluebird. So you can see here is where what we're going to be doing. Hopefully this is the kit that you got. So we are painting our little bluebird, the head and the body, which this is going to be your head with a little hole in it. And then your body is going to be this part here. And this is how I would hold this body to paint it. And this is the bottom of it. And so that top, the head's going to be glued on there. So you don't have to worry about painting completely on the top there. So it's just a way to hold it. And then, so those two colors are going to be our blue with all of our paints.
And you may have to stir up that blue or shake it before you open it. Mine looked extremely blue in the container, but once I started mixing it around, it does lighten up in color.
Yes. Yep. So the head and the body is going to be this blue color. Now, for those that are also joining us, you are more than welcome to use your own colors that you have at your home.
Mhm.
So if you would like to do that, that is a-okay. I'm just going to show you how to do it in this kit with what you have. You're also going to want to paint your little egg. Or it's not a gourd. This is just
a wooden egg.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's just wooden. Although we might have eggs that come small in the field, but I think they just break. Like I don't think we can.
You would know. Amber started with us on our farm crew.
Yes.
Out in the fields with the gourds on the vines. So
I did. Yes, I
yeah.
loved it, and I would still do it if I didn't have my two little girls. But I love my little girls, so I wouldn't trade that for the world. So yeah, so this little egg is blue as well. So no rhyme or reason of how to paint this little egg. I'm just gonna hold it in one place, let it dry, and go from there.
All right, I've just finished my first coat, and you did say that we will let this dry and then put a second coat on?
Yes.
Okay.
Which it should, once we get all the coats, since I've just been talking, it should be pretty close to being dry.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know. Mine's still, I think I put it on kind of thick.
It's okay. Maybe you won't need.
If you hear noises in the background, our farmers are actually very busy. They've been very busy since sunrise this morning. We are planting soybeans today and getting the fields prepared because our gourd plants are about 4 inches tall now. And we removed them from the greenhouse and they're sitting outside so that they can kind of strengthen and get acclimated to the elements. You know, the heat rises, or like yesterday it was 85.
I know.
Tomorrow's supposed to be 50. The weather in Central PA is crazy.
Yeah.
So they're going to get acclimated to the weather. And then I would say, what, by mid-May, will we be planting in the fields?
Yeah, we should be. So it takes about, I think they let them get acclimated to the weather for like a week or two,
Okay.
and then they plant them. So they have half of the planting out right now, and then Ashley is going to be planting the second um section of gourds, well, seeds at this point. And then once they get out and get acclimated to the weather too, they'll go back into the. So
Okay.
yeah, so very, very soon they will be going out into the field. So I think you're correct, because I think it's already like mid-May.
Yeah. Well,
It's
Memorial Day
crazy.
weekend is this weekend.
It's
It's hard to
crazy.
believe. It's
Yeah.
nuts. But
Yeah.
and our winter wheat, it's growing. We'll be harvesting that probably about beginning to mid-July. And then where we have our winter wheat, those fields will be prepared, and that's where we plant our sunflowers. And if you've ever been to our sunflower festival or seen our 25 acres of sunflowers, they are going to be right along the road as you drive into Meadowbrook this year. It's going to look absolutely gorgeous.
I'm very excited to drive to work.
Yes,
Not that I'm not
yes.
excited every day, but when you have stuff like that, I think it just,
Driving to work with the sunrise and the
Yeah.
sunflowers
yeah,
and their cute little faces, they
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
makes you happy to come to work.
it does. It does. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our second coat on our pieces here. Now, if you have your first coat done and you don't think it needs a second coat, by all means, I mean, you do not have to do a second coat.
That's
This is
right.
just-
It's your gourd.
Absolutely. I think there is someone else in the waiting room too.
Oh my goodness,
I
that's
know.
wonderful. Let's see here. I'm not seeing anybody. Where'd you see it?
Oh, maybe I was just seeing things.
It's been a long day. It's only Tuesday, but it's been a long week already.
Yeah. Oh, there was-
All
I
right, glad
agree.
you're watching it.
Maybe scroll up.
Maybe scroll up?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Shoot, no. 5 participants, 10 participants. I think we have everybody.
Hmm.
What did you think you saw?
I don't know. I literally thought that there was one in the
Do you think you
waiting.
saw someone and then they
Maybe
signed
they-
out quickly?
Maybe. That could have
Okay.
been.
Well, I will keep a better eye on it, so
No, that's
we'll
okay.
watch.
That's okay.
We'll
I just
watch.
like I just saw it and I was like, oh, okay.
Now we're seeing things. Who knows?
It's okay. Okay. Once we get our second coat on, I think that'll be pretty good.
Great.
I think we're gonna need another one.
Yeah, mine's looking pretty good.
Yeah. And I wanted to do our little bluebird first because that way it's good and dry for whenever we go to do the eyes on it. We have to sponge the belly, or not sponge, but do the belly part of it, glue it together and all of that. So I just wanted to get all that done.
And I am looking forward to you showing how to do the eyes and the
Yeah.
speck in the eye,
Uh-huh.
because I haven't mastered that yet.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that part.
Hopefully I can give you some like tricks
I'm sure you can.
so that you can get it.
How long have you worked here now?
Oh boy. 6 years?
6 years?
Yeah. Full time 6 years, but so I started full time in 2019, but I started farm crew in 2017.
Okay.
So
And you were just a teenager back then, right?
no,
No?
I actually was in I had already graduated college
Oh, okay.
when I started farm crew, because I remember I was able to do farm crew because I went for physical therapy.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
And so whenever I was in that, we would get off at noon on like 2 days a week. And so I was able to come
Okay.
help out with them
Okay.
with those.
It's really nice here at work if you have back pain or any kind of pain, because Amber and another one of our employees went to school for
Yep.
physical therapy.
Mhm.
So, we get free advice. Comes in very handy.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't know everything, but yes, yes. If anybody has questions, I'll be like, this
Everybody's
is what
always
I know.
asking you.
It's like, this is what I know. Because I did work as a physical therapist assistant for 2 years.
Before you decided to be a gourd queen.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I love it. Okay, this little egg is a booger, but I think I
I
got
know.
him.
What's nice though is that most of the egg, like the underside, one of the sides are gonna pretty much be covered up. So we should be good. Look, there it is.
Hey, there it
Don't
is.
you?
She was right. She
Don't
was not
you?
seeing things. Okay, welcome. You're just joining us. I'm Connie and this is Amber, and we have started off our little birdhouse, little bird by
Yep.
painting the little bird first. So
Yes.
I'll let Amber catch up real quick.
Yeah, sure. So I'm gonna keep moving for those that I did have already been going through and got up to us, but I do want to get you caught up. So everybody right now is just finishing up their little bluebird. So all we did is simply paint the blue onto the bird. So I have my little head here that is all painted, and I did do 2 coats, and I did hold it by the stem here. And it's just wire, so this is actually easy to like bend and stuff, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. I did 2 coats. I don't know if I said that already. You do not have to paint the very bottom of the head here, just because that's the part that we're going to actually glue onto the gourd. And also be mindful that you don't get a lot of paint in the hole of this head. And the stem, if you would like to paint that or not, is completely up to you. It is your piece. I personally just don't like to paint the stem if it's a paper wrapped wired stem. Now, when we get to this, yes, I do like to paint the stem like that. I just think it makes that look more complete. I don't know why that is. I just
Because this is the natural gourd stem, and paper, paint flicks off of paper.
Yeah, and it
So
just turns
it
like different
makes sense,
colors.
yeah.
Too. Now I did get some on the, but I'm not too worried about it. And then you'll want to paint your body. So this is your body of your little bluebird. I held it just like this. Now I have my thumb on the sanded part. So there's like a flat part on this body, and that's going to be the bottom. And I put my finger on the very top, and that is because you don't have to paint right underneath your fingers because they are going to not be seen.
Mhm, mhm. And if you're feeling like you're behind, don't worry about that, because tomorrow morning, Dory, our gift shop manager, she's going to send you a link. She'll email you all a link to this video.
Mhm.
So if you missed some of it, you can just tune in tomorrow night, whenever you have a chance, and you can finish it.
Absolutely.
So don't worry at all.
Yes, you can pause and start and all the things. So, and then also the last thing that's blue. So the head and the body is blue. The last thing that we did paint blue is our little egg, which is just a little wooden egg. And so that is what we painted blue as well. So that is all we've done so far. So, you did not miss much.
No.
So
And
no worries.
yeah, and as a reminder, if you have any questions, you can use the chat, or you can just speak up and ask away. We love
Absolutely.
questions. We love comments.
Yes, absolutely. So once you get, and again, 2 coats on everything. Once you get that all finished, we're going to do our first coat on our larger gourd. So our little birdhouse. So now, what I'm going to say is there is a not a specific color for this, because it was mixed. So you'll want a brown and you'll want a white, and you'll mix them together, and that's gonna get you this color here. If you want it darker or lighter, then you'll mix more of the darker and or white of that.
Okay, and we just had someone else join, so we are recording this video. You'll be sent the link tomorrow morning. So anything you have missed, you can just click on the link tomorrow and get all caught up. But basically, we just finished painting our little bluebird.
Yep, little bluebird and our little egg, little wooden egg. So, and now we're moving on to painting this. So just paint everything.
Just paint it all.
Whatever color.
Now,
So.
we've had, I don't know, we've had discussions about this here on the farm. Some people love the color of it. Some of us aren't a fan of it. So like Amber has said, if you have your own paints and want to use them, oh, please do. Feel free. And I'm going to try to play around with the color to try to get something different on mine. So if it looks ridiculous,
It's okay.
it's okay.
It's okay.
We're having fun. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. So, like I was saying though, how to get the color of that specific board, I am not going to follow that exact color, but I will explain to you how to get that color. And like I said, it's one of the browns and one of the whites mixed together. If you would like it a little lighter, use more of the second white. If you like it a little darker, use more of the second brown color.
So it's a full brown and a full white
I think so.
to get that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I believe so. And you can honestly, if you're worried that it's not going to be that, just dump all of the one brown out and just add little bits of the white into it and keep mixing it until you get the color that you actually want to use. Is how I would explain that. Now, I do want to mention is you want to make sure you leave a little bit left of your white, because we are going to use it for the eyes on our bird and the belly. So you just want to leave a little bit left of that.
Have I mentioned how much I hate opening these paint pods?
No, they're a pain in the butt.
Oh my gosh.
They truly are.
I feel like it's going to burst open and I'm going to get it all over me.
Yeah. They truly are a pain in the
yes.
butt. I have no
Okay.
idea what color I want this board to be. But I think, so what's really nice about these paints is you can, if you don't like the color, you can paint over it. So
That is very nice, yes.
yeah.
I know you said you like to paint the stem of the gourd. Do you also paint the perch?
Yes. I like to, and this one is painted as well. But again, it's yours, and if you don't want your perch to be painted, that's a-okay. As you're painting your piece here, just be careful with how much paint you have over the design. Just because sometimes if you get too much in the design, it'll drip, and so you'll see that. If you're having a lot of that, what I would suggest is you can like dab it, and that'll get you to get most of that out. And if you're having more trouble, use your toothpick. And that'll help you to get a good bit of that paint out. It's up to you if you want to get into all of the cut out parts, like if you want to paint in them, that's completely up to you. I think I am going to just at least the parts that I can like really see. So yeah, so it's all in what you would like to do.
And what I have learned from Amber in these classes
Oh yes,
is it's so much easier if you put your fingers up through the bottom of the gourd's hold to paint.
yes,
It makes it so much easier.
yes. It's sturdier. Like you don't have to worry about like, I don't know, and it's not as hard on your fingers as if you're like holding the stem.
So while we're painting this, it's gonna take a little bit of time. I can catch y'all up on our events that we have coming up. Our next event here at the farm, we are having a coastal create your own class on June 14th. Beach theme is huge, practically everywhere, I believe. And we're going to be doing some new items. We're going to be having a new crab, a shark, a whale, as well as our signature pieces like the lighthouse, the starfish, our newly introduced sand dollar. So again, that's June 14th. If you're nearby or want to take a road trip and come see us, we still have spots available for that. And excuse me, the way it works is you register on our website and it's $10 registration fee, but when you show up, you get a $10 coupon that goes towards whatever project you decide to make. So that $10 just assures that you're serious and you're really going to show up and see us on the 14th. I myself love the beach. If I could live there, I would, even if it's in a camper. So
Yeah.
That's on my bucket list, hopefully after when retirement finally gets here. And then after that, let me peek at my notes. Oh, we have a Memorial Day sale coming up online and in the gift shop. That starts this Friday and runs through Tuesday. And it's going to be 20% off all of our Americana or patriotic gourds. And in the store, it's also 20% off all of our patriotic decor. And we have quite a bit of that. So that's coming up the end of this week. That's going to be fun. For the first time ever, we are actually closed on Memorial Day. The leadership committee decided that we were going to start taking off to be with our families Memorial Day and Labor Day. So we're excited about it.
Excited.
Like I have my first family Memorial Day picnic planned. Yeah. Hopefully it won't rain, but so we will be closed on Memorial Day and then again on Labor Day. So looking forward to that. And then let's see, summer celebration. Summer celebration. We have people, and I am not exaggerating, that actually drive from Florida, like the Western states. They will make a weekend of one of our events, and summer celebration's one of them. It's coming up July 19th here on the farm. We're going to have about 50 craft vendors, food trucks, live music all day. And also, we're going to have the Highland cows, which are so popular. You know, those fuzzy ones with the long bangs. They're going to be here for petting. We have children's face painting. And it's our first big oops sale of the year. We'll have in the big white carnival tent out on our lawn. And it's where we sell our gourds that may or may not have a defect in them. A lot of them, it's just our retired products, and we retired a lot of products at the end of 2024.
We did.
So there's going to be so many gourds out there, and they're going to be marked down 30 to 40% off of our regular retail prices. So big sale, lots of fun.
Yes.
And we're just praying for good weather, but our production crew has really pulled through for us in the past if it's rained, and they move all those 50 vendors into our gourd warehouses. And it has been a success. So
Yes.
Rain or shine, we think we're on.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I like your color.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna paint over it.
You don't like your color.
No. I just mixed some of the blue and the, so I'm still messing with it.
It almost looks lavender in this light.
It does.
Yeah.
I like yours though. It's lighter than that.
It is lighter than that, and which
Yeah.
is what I wanted.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
A lot. I think that's why I want mine a little lighter. I think that's why I'm like,
So then after summer celebration, we're having a Christmas in July sale. So we're going to have our winter gourds and some festivities here on the farm, but that sale runs July 25th through the 31st, and it is online and in the store. So for those of you that might live way too far away to make the drive to come see us, we have that sale online as well. Again, that's the 25th through the 31st of July. And I, just like the beach, I am a Christmas person. I could celebrate Christmas 12 months a year.
Oh,
So I am digging out my little elf hat, seriously. And I am going to definitely be in the festive mood for that. And I'm tired of talking now, so I think I got all of our events in.
like
Everybody doing good out there? Coming along?
Coming along, having fun.
Awesome. I kind of want to try to put some white streaks in there,
yeah,
but then again, I might have to paint over it.
yes, and that's okay. That's the beauty of this. So I don't know how many coats to tell you guys to do. So for this one, I think you'll still only need 2 coats, like 2 good coats of if you're doing this specific color. Yeah. So if you're doing that, I think just two good coats will be sufficient for that.
I like it.
Oh, I do too. I like that a lot.
So I just used what I had remaining and I just put some, oh, it's hard to tell in this light, but I just put some white
I
streaks.
really like that
And yeah,
a lot.
I am not artistic and I think that looks kind of cool.
It looks great. That's honestly all I've been doing is putting just streaks of the different colors in this. And that's what I've been doing. And I'm just trying to get it to where I like it.
It really is fun just to play around with the
do.
colors.
Yeah, I love it. But I'm almost done so we can keep going. When you're all finished with painting your big piece here, you want to make sure you really clean your brush. We're going to do I think we're going to do the belly of our little bird here. So we'll need white for that.
Our upcoming classes, we have a Zoom class coming up July 15th for our Christmas in July. We're actually doing a Windsor the Snowman. That's this little guy here. His legs will bend, so you want to sit him on a shelf. His arms bend. So this is Windsor the Snowman. He's adorable. And he is $49 for that class. Again, that's July 15th. And then August 23rd, when the kids are getting ready to go back to school, this is a class we're having on the farm. This is our Maverick the mummy. So he is a mummy holding his own little Halloween jack-o'-lantern basket. So he's coming up August 23rd here on the farm. And he's $42 class. But super cute. Oh, and he'll have an electric light in him. Windsor the snowman does not light up. Yes.
Okay. So at this point, I have everything with their base coat done. So now what we're gonna do, I said we were gonna do the belly, which I think what I want to do though is I want us to glue the bird together and then do the belly. So it's just going to be easier, I think. So
Okay.
let's do the eyes. So what you'll want is your black paint. So you'll get your black paint out. And these are really tiny eyes. So I think I want us to use the back of our paintbrush. And that is because with the Q-tips, it's very hard to get a very tiny, tiny dot with the.
That's perfectly round.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Q-tips, where this is also kind of thick, the back of this, but I just think it's going to be easier. So let's try it. You'll just want the very tip. I would stir up your black a little bit. Just so that I like dipped my paintbrush in it and it was just like kind of all water and nothing really got on it. So yeah, I would mix that a good bit. And I'm just using the back of my Q-tip because we're not going to need that for anything. The Q-tip itself we will, but not the back of it. So yeah, and to do the dots, you want little pressure so that you can get the small dot. And I am just going up on the other side of that where the hole is for the beak.
Okay. I always get so nervous during this part.
One side. And then the other.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Just like that.
So yeah, so just on either side of the cutout there. And that's it. That's all you'll need for the black dot. Now we will go back in and fleck the eye. I will explain how to do that then too. Does it look good?
Doesn't look awful. His one eye might be a little bigger than his other eye.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what's nice is so she has like a little section of the eye that's kind of like droopy almost. And I think that's just because of how the paint is. That is okay because it's these. Never mind.
Never mind. It might not be okay, but
no, I think it looks fine. And the reason I'm saying it is because what I was thinking is when we go to fleck the eye, that would be covered by the fleck. Unfortunately, how hers is, it's not the same side as the fleck. So you could switch the side. I could
switch the side. Yeah. I think I'll try to do that.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, okay.
I think that would be great.
All right.
So if you have that, you can always cover it up with the white fleck.
So that is the only thing we're using that black paint for. Okay, keep that. Maybe you'll use it for something else.
Yeah. Okay. So our next thing that we're going to do is I am going to have us glue our beacon.
Okay. Now my two seeds, one is much larger than the other, and I prefer a smaller beak. So.
Okay. What I'm going to do is, so with your beak, the fatter part of that beak is going to go into the hole and the pointier part is going to stay out. I'm going to just dip the backside of this beak right into the glue and put it into the hole. If you get some glue on the outside of that beak, that is okay. It'll dry clear. But if you have like a lot of it globbed, I would just take your toothpick and kind of get around it and wipe away some of it if it's super globby. If it's just like a little bit there, I wouldn't worry about it. Just be careful of your eyes that you just did. So, and if you bump your eye, that's okay. Just wipe it off and redo it, is what I would do with that. Did you fix
That's,
it?
yeah, it broke my beak. That's why we send you to.
Yeah.
I sure did.
You know, it's so funny because I was like, what are these seeds for? Like, I had no idea. And it is so cute and just perfect for a beak.
Yeah.
Were the seeds baked or can we plant the other one?
You can absolutely try and plant the other one. It's just a dried seed. Yeah. So once we get our beak glued in, I'm going to show you how to twist this stem next. And all I do is I lay my stem on the top of the paintbrush here, hold it with my thumb, and I twist it right around. Again, it's wire, so it will bend. Just like that. And if you don't want that, you can absolutely cut that off. But I like it.
I think it's cute. Yeah.
And my eyes are still drying, so I'm gonna wait to fleck them. So while we wait to fleck them, I do want us to go ahead and glue our head to our body. That way we can then sponge, or I keep saying sponge because that's what
No
I'm just
sponge,
used
yeah,
to.
no
We don't have
sponging.
sponge, we're gonna use our paintbrush, and I'll show you how to do that. But let's go ahead and glue our head to our body. Are you doing okay with that?
I'm struggling.
There you go.
Yeah,
Got it.
okay. All right, head to the body. I hate to hold the rest of the class
You're
up here.
good. No, you're good. I'm sure there's others that are still.
Okay,
Okay, so you'll need your Q-tip and your glue and your head and your body. You're going to put your glue on the rim of the bottom side of your head. I do just a thick layer of the glue, and I do put the glue around the entire circle. A thick, pretty thick layer. You can see there. And then just choose whichever side you would like your bird's tail to be. So you can have it facing out on your little scene or in. However you would like your little bird to sit, oh, excuse me, on your little scene here is where you want to put your head at. And that's that. That way we can do our little belly to our little bird here. So here's this bird. And you can see there's just a little bit of white on the belly, and that's what we're gonna do.
okay.
Okay. To do the white, you're going to take your paintbrush. I think I want to do this a little differently. You can use your paintbrush, but I think what I want us to do is use our Q-tip.
Yeah.
I think that'll get us the look that we're wanting.
Gotta get that little
Yeah.
paintbrush might be a little too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna dip my Q-tip right into the white paint. I'm gonna hold my bird. I'm gonna dab some of that paint off because it's just gonna be too globby. And I'm just going to dab this in circles. And you'll see it's gonna look blotchy. And so I'm going to just keep going over that and fill in the center. So I'm just making a bunch of dots, basically.
And again, if you don't want a white belly, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you don't have to. Like I said, just keep dabbing it and it'll kind of smooth out that center there so that it doesn't look so it doesn't look like a button.
Ah, my head fell off. You scared me. Sorry, it
No,
scared
no,
me
you're
when it happened.
Good. Yes. So what I'm doing
Hey.
is because we just glued our heads on, I am resting the head on my finger, and that's how I'm holding it while I'm dabbing this so that it doesn't do that.
See, I do these things so that you guys didn't.
I will have to go watch that back because I didn't jump. I don't know how bad I jumped, but I did.
That is probably as much as I did when we had a bird on our dock
Oh no.
today. It just flew. For those of you that don't know, I am deathly afraid of birds. Don't know. I mean, my mom, when I was little, used to make me go gather the eggs. I grew up on a farm, and I think I was like 5 years old, and those chickens would chase me, and they'd try to peck me. And then also, when I was right around that age, I grew up with 3 older brothers, and they made me watch the Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. So between the birds and the chickens, I, to this day, am just deathly afraid of birds. And there was one on our dock, which is where we keep our extra inventory for the gift shop. So I think everybody in the building heard me scream today.
I did not, but I am also on the opposite side. But that's great.
Well, I just found out that my eyes are now dry because I just touched them.
Oh,
So
yes. Yeah, I think we're ready to do the little fleck. Okay, so at this
Okay.
point, we have everything painted. Our eyes are on, our beak is glued in, our little paper wrapped wire stem that's in the head is twisted. We have our belly, the white part of the belly done, and everything and that bird glued together. So at this point, we are going to go ahead and fleck the eye. So you will need your toothpick and your white paint. So all you do is you take your toothpick, dip it into the white paint, and if you're looking at a clock on each of the eye, so each eye is going to have the same spot, you're going to do about 2 o'clock as if you're looking at a clock, and that's where you're going to want to put the little fleck in the eye. So you just dab that Q-tip or toothpick into the white paint. I would hold on to your head lightly while you do this and put just the tiniest little fleck in the eye, about 2 o'clock on each eye.
I'm doing 10 o'clock.
Yes.
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 That's magical.
Yes. It just gives a little bit more light to the eye.
Yeah, that really works.
Yep.
Look at that.
Perfect. Looks good.
Oh. Maybe after class 100, I'll be good.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So our little bird is all done. Other than we do have the ribbon that goes around the gourd, and we do have those. So the reason I missed that is because normally when I do scenes like this, and I'll
We
give you the
don't have it.
option. Normally I don't like to glue a base onto the bird. So I'm going to give you that option. I'm going to, if you want your bird to be able to move and not be glued down onto your scene
Like
here.
this.
Go ahead and glue this on if you would like that to be able to move around. if you want your bird to stay put, don't glue your disc on, or you can. So whatever you want to do. I personally am not going to want to move my bird because if I don't glue it on, I will lose it.
I think I agree with you. I
Yeah.
think it will look better
Yeah.
if I glue it on, not to use that base.
Yep.
So,
Yep. So our next step, so that's what I would do next is if you want that base on, glue that now. And then just follow along with these next steps here. So we're going to glue everything onto our wood biscuit. So what you're going to want to do is I pretty much am going to have you dump an entire glue container onto this piece. On the surface of whatever side you choose to have up, you're going to have that, and you're going to take your Q-tip and rub that glue all over the surface of this. That way, you will be able to lay, you kind of have to work a little fast with it, but that way you can lay this down onto your piece here, your bird. If you're not gluing this down, don't do this step. Anything that you don't want glued down, just don't do that. So scratch that.
okay.
But if you're gluing everything down, you're going to put glue across the whole thing, put these down, and then also your little nest as well is in this bag.
Mhm.
So this is your little nest. Yeah, you'll want to glue that down, and then before all of that dries, you're going to want to then put your greenery around everything. So I will go over that again. First thing, you're going to want to take your glue, dump all of it out, put all of it all over this. If you want everything to be glued down to your disc, your wood biscuit, put everything on this and your little nest. Yes, you're going to have to kind of ball it up and put it on. And then you're going to want to take your greenery and put your greenery around.
So you should probably take the greenery and the nesting, probably take it out of the plastic bags now before
Yes.
you put your glue down.
Good idea. Correct. That way you don't have to feel like you're that rushed. And what you could honestly do is take your little nest and make it into a ball. That way too, once you get it into the shape that you want. Stuff stinks.
We'll see the dust or whatever coming off of it.
This stuff really stinks. Anyway, you'll want to put it in that little ball. So I'm just doing it in like a little nest shape, and then we'll glue that right down.
It is very dirty.
Ooh.
Very dirty. Ooh.
So yeah, so that's what you're going to want to do. So I'm going to set that to the side. Good idea.
Okay. I think I am ready for my glue.
Yes. Okay. So I will explain again as I do it so that you hopefully won't be like, what? What?
That'll be
What are
me.
you doing?
They listen to you. I must have a short attention span.
No. Yeah. I think I don't really know.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. My husband says I never listen to him. That could be because he talks all the time. All the time. And sometimes I
very fast.
I just tune him out. Yeah. All the time and very fast.
He has a lot to say.
And when and when it's like about golf, I definitely tune him out.
All right. So basically painting this blue on. And if you don't think you have enough, you should have another glue cap that you can use. The only thing left to glue is our little egg. So you don't have to leave too much glue from the second container. The thicker you have this glue, the slower it'll be to dry. So like the slower that you'll have to put everything down. But the thinner it is, the quicker it dries. Okay. And there's no rhyme or reason of how you put this stuff on your biscuit. It's all in where you want it and where, yeah, where you would like to place it.
Where you think it looks good.
Yeah.
And as much grass or as little grass as you want to use.
Yes. And when you put your little nest down, I am putting pressure on like the center of it, at least, so that something is going to be glued down. And I also want the center to be sunken in a little bit to look like a little nest. So for a little egg. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add my little greeneries around the outside. And you can make this layer as thin or as thick as you would like. We do normally give you extra of everything, like more than what you need. So yeah. And I know people like to put some of this on the actual gourd pieces itself. And I think that's really cute too, when they do that.
Oh. Okay.
Now, if you decided not to glue your bird down, what I would do is make sure what I would do, scratch that. What I would do is just put your bird down onto the base anyway and put the greenery around it. That way, when you go to sit your bird back down on it, it won't be, it'll sit flat, basically. So yeah, just still gluing the greenery down onto the base. Get it covered the way you want it to be covered.
And then, should I glue my egg onto the nest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What I would do though is I would take your egg itself and put the glue on the whatever side you want down, put the glue on the actual egg and then set
Okay.
it down.
Okay.
And you should still be able to, so with the bird itself, it's not going to be dry enough yet for you to tie your little ribbon around it, which is totally fine. I would give it at least an hour to dry completely,
Mhm.
or 45 minutes, and then try and tie it. Or if you want to wait even longer, you can wait until tomorrow morning.
Good idea. It is a good thing we got 2 pods of glue.
Yeah. I just think this is so freaking cute. So cute. Oh my God.
Perfect. Anyone finished yet? Come on, if I did it, I know you guys can do it. Look at that.
I like yours. Very cute.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I have to find a space at home. It's going to have to be put up high because for some reason my dogs love the flavor of gourds, especially the wooden biscuits. I had, if you guys are familiar with our Brooks Bear, he has the cute little wooden biscuit ears. Well, I came home from work one day and my German Shepherd had eaten those cookies just like they were chocolate chip. Chewed the ears right off of my bear.
But didn't eat the gourd.
Didn't eat the gourd.
Did it like
Just the wood,
scratch?
just the wooden. No, she ate just the wood.
Huh.
Yeah, so now I know to keep them up just a little higher if I want to keep them.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're finished up here.
Yes. I do want to quickly explain how to tie this bow.
Okay.
So with this piece, if your bird is able to like move around, I'll show you pretty much with it off. Now, if it's on your actual piece, you should have plenty of space there to tie this around. It'll make it easier if it's glued on actually, because how I normally do this is I hold it in between my knees, and just to stabilize it, because if you do it just with it sitting here, it falls all over the place. So that's why I like to hold it between my knees. And when it's already glued onto this piece, you can actually hold the whole thing between your knees. And it just makes it so much easier. So I'm gonna have Connie hold this for me.
Okay.
If you have somebody hold it for you, make sure they have it tight. So,
And make sure that glue is completely dry
Yes.
because I have popped heads off.
yes, me too. I honestly have, especially like during create your owns, whenever I
Mhm.
don't realize somebody had used tacky glue and they come up, can you tie this for me? I'm like, sure. Yeah, I pop it off. Okay.
Okay.
So you're gonna take your ribbon, put it around the neck. Left side of this goes over the top. Tuck that underneath, pull it tight.
Mhm.
Start with your left side, make a loop, go over that with the right ribbon, underneath, in the back, and you're going to pull. And then I just like to straighten it out, make it just a little
Nice and
tighter
tight.
and a little smaller.
Mhm.
And if it gets loose in the middle, just pull on them again and you can trim that. But there we go.
Yeah. So if you missed that or you don't know how to tie a perfect bow like Amber, there are YouTube videos out there because I watched one 6 times before I learned how to do that.
Yes. Yeah, it does take some time, but like I said, this is recorded and absolutely just kind of hit rewind. You might get tired of my voice, but it'll help.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So in closing, any questions, any comments, anything we can answer for you before we go?
The spray that you use at the end,
Mhm.
do you use the glossy typically or the matte?
We use satin.
You use satin.
We use
Okay.
a polyacrylic satin finish, yes. But it's all in how shiny or dull you want it.
These paints, what the beauty is with the paints that we use tonight specifically, they already have that within them. So you can see they're already pretty shiny. So you don't have to spray it with anything, but if you would like it a little bit more shiny, absolutely go for it.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let's see. It is 7:10. Need to use my bifocals there. So we're going to wrap things up. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you hopefully next time.
Yep.
Have a great night.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
thank you.